joining. You can join via Zoom, via Twitter Space, or via Instagram. Okay, I am gonna put my video on now so you can see me. Yes, good afternoon and welcome to this session, everybody. Oladimeji Ojo, would you please mute your microphone before we get started? This is going to be a very engaging and enlightening session. You want to make sure that you stay until the end of this session. Khadija Tam, if I make you a host, I doubt that I would be able to share my screen. So I'm basically, I actually want to share my screen because, there's a whole lot of contents that I want to cover. And yes, this is, guys, make sure you actually stay on until the end of this session because it's going to be a very good one. Khadija, do you want to make a few comments, introductory statements before we get started?
Hello.
Hi, Khadija, how are you? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Let me turn on my camera for a few minutes just to help you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. If you're in Nigeria or you're in the UK, we're excited to have everyone join this session, right? I am the product marketing manager at Afriex, and I'm excited for what everyone will learn via this session with Dr. Dipo today. Let's all have fun, right? I think I'm done.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Khadija. Okay. Can I ask once again that you mute your mic if you are on the Zoom call? If I need to ask you again, I would have no option than to kick you out of the room. Okay, could you please mute, Olalekan, could you please mute your mic as you get into the room? Okay, we are gonna get started in a minute.
Hello, Dr. Dipo. Should I join like the Twitter space? I should use Afriex's handle to join the Twitter space.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can do that. So I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. Yeah, so you can join on Twitter and you can join on Instagram as well.
Is the session recorded? Would like to repost on like our YouTube page.
Do you want me to record it? Do you want me to save the recording on Instagram, or would you want me to?
You can save it everywhere. You can save it everywhere, and I'll just get it back from you later.
Okay. Not a problem then. Okay, cool. Okay, we've got 50 people listening on Instagram. We've got folks on Zoom, and we've got 231 people on Twitter. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Dipo Awojide, popularly known as the one and only Ogbeni Dipo. Ogbeni Dipo spending Omologo 7G, whatever it is you want to call me, but hey, you can just call me Dipo. Okay, so this afternoon, we basically are having a session on developing an exit strategy. What next after graduation in the UK? And this is a session sponsored by Afriex. So you want to make sure that you go on and follow Afriex on all platforms.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so I've started recording this call. If you are uncomfortable with me recording, you might want to exit, but I do assure you that, you're going to benefit from this. So please make sure you hang on. Okay, so developing an exit strategy. What next after graduation in the UK? If you are in the US, if you are in Canada, this also applies to you. This is a session you would find very, very valuable. Okay. Again, my name is Dr. Dipo Awojide. Apologies. I'm still having to accept people via Zoom. It's going to slow us down a little bit, but hey, we need to actually get as many people as possible to join us, especially those who have joined us via Zoom. Okay, so my first degree was in accounting from the University of Abuja. I subsequently completed a master's degree in international business at Coventry University. And I was one of 2 students that graduated with a distinction out of about 75 students in that cohort. And this was 2010. I currently am a senior lecturer in strategy at Nottingham Business School, but I'm also the founder of BTDT Hub, High Impact Careers, and a couple of other small businesses. If you are listening via Twitter, I see there are over 300 people. Make sure you share the link. Get your friends to actually join this conversation. You can go on my Instagram page if you want to see the slides that I am sharing. Go on my Instagram page. After a while, I think I'm going to stop accepting people on, via Zoom so that I can actually just concentrate and deliver the session. So outline for this afternoon session, we are going to start off with industry analysis. Once again, don't forget that you have to mute your mic if you are listening via Zoom. Mute your mic if you are listening via Zoom. I don't want to have to kick anyone out. Please mute your mic if you are listening via Zoom. Okay, so self-analysis, industry analysis, self-analysis, research, personal branding, networking, employers' wish list, where to look for jobs, strategies and approaches for applying for jobs. This is the content we are going to cover in the next 40 minutes. Next 40 minutes. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, follow Afriex on Twitter and as well on Instagram as well. If you are on LinkedIn, you might want to follow us on LinkedIn as well. As you can see, I am still accepting people 10 minutes into the conversation. My expectation is that the next event, 1 o'clock is 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock is 2 o'clock. So you get there on time so we actually get started. Okay, so starting points. What exactly are the jobs of the future? Our starting point is looking at the jobs of the future. So we're going to start off by looking at, the technologies that are likely to be adopted by 2025 and beyond. I want you to make a link between the technologies that are going to be adopted in various industries with the skills that you need, the competencies that you need, as well as the jobs of the future. So what exactly are the technologies? cloud computing, big data analysis, Internet of Things and connected devices, encryption and cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, text, images and voice processing, e-commerce and digital trade. And there are examples of companies that have actually failed in the last couple of years because they did not pay attention to e-commerce. Debenhams is a very good example. Maplin is a very good example. There are loads of other companies that have actually failed. Whereas there are other companies like Boohoo, there are other companies like ASOS, that have actually taken advantage of digital technologies, of e-commerce, selling on the internet, and ultimately these companies are making a kill. Augmented and virtual reality, 3D and 4D printing, power storage, the list goes on and on and on. So these are the technologies likely to be adopted by 2025 and beyond. And a lot of these technologies are already being adopted. By the way, this is sourced from the World Economic Forum. Okay, so top 20 job roles. If you are on LinkedIn, I hope that you can actually see my slide properly. So a couple of jobs are actually decreasing, whereas there are loads of jobs that are on the increase in the UK and of course in other countries. So if you are an international student in the UK, you want to make sure that you pay maximum attention to these jobs that are on the rise. In the cities that I have lived in the UK, I've lived in London, I have lived in Coventry, I have lived in Loughborough, I have lived in Nottingham. There are loads of banking stores, banking, premises that have actually closed in the last couple of years. Barclays, Santander, Lloyds TSB, a lot of these companies have actually had to close their shops or their premises because a lot more people now do banking business on the internet. So what this has translated into is that, some people are losing their jobs. Jobs are shifting from one industry to the other. Skills and competencies are shifting. You need to stay ahead of the curve. Don't get left behind. For folks who are listening on Twitter, if there's any quotable quotes, please put it out there and put my name to it. Dr. Dipo Awojide or Ogbeni Dipo if you like. Preferably Dr. Dipo Awojide. So that in the next 50 years, when people are bringing up the tweet I tweeted about Buhari in 2015, there's going to be more content that counters all that rubbish. That's by the side, by the way. Okay, so what exactly are the jobs of the future? Where are we seeing an increase? Data analysis, artificial intelligence, machine learning, digital marketing, increasing demand. These are the jobs of the future. Jobs where we are experiencing an increasing demand. Process automation, business development specialists or business development professionals, digital transformation specialists. All of these jobs I am reeling out, they have loads of opportunities in the UK, in Canada, in the US, in Ireland, and even in Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. Information security analyst, software and application developers, project managers. I'm emphasizing on that for a reason. Business services and administration managers, robotics engineers, strategic advisors, meaning that being a lecturer, a senior lecturer in strategy, being a strategist myself, I'm not going to be out of job at least in the next 10 years. Hooray! At least something to make me happy for the rest of the week. Management and organization analyst, fintech engineers, organizational development specialist. So as a trainer, as an organizational development expert, this also means that I am not going to be out of jobs in the next 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. The list goes on and on and on. These are the top jobs, these are the jobs of the future. If you work in the banking sector as a teller, if you work as a sales representative, if you work as a clerk, if you work as, if your job or your industry is experiencing a decline, what are you going to do about it? Once again, thanks to Afriex for actually sponsoring this session. You want to ensure that you follow Afriex on Twitter and on Instagram. Okay, next slide. So imagine roles clustered into jobs of tomorrow. And I hope that the folks on Zoom, I hope that you can still see me. Okay, just a minute, guys. Share slide. Okay, yeah, we are back. Okay, so yeah, imagine roles. What exactly are the imagine roles? Cloud computing, content production, marketing, data and AI, engineering, product development, and sales. These are the imagined clusters of roles. Under product development, you have product owners, agile coach, software and quality assurance professionals, product analyst, scrum master, digital product managers, and delivery leads. And it goes on and on and on. Again, you can go on my Instagram space, and you can actually join via Zoom. So these are the jobs of tomorrow. These are the the areas or the industries experiencing growth. So what kinds of skills do you need? What kinds of competencies do you need? What exactly do you need to know how to do? Product marketing. These are areas of specialized skills. Once again, all of this is actually from the World Economic Forum. So you've got product marketing, you've got digital marketing. So if you are a digital marketing professional, you stand a chance of making so much money. Pamileri in Nigeria is a very good example. Mazi eBay in the UK is a very good example. Falilat in Finland, Badmos, in Ibadan. The list goes on and on and on. These guys are making a kill. These guys are making so much money. There's Alex, four-eyed Edo boy. These guys are making so much money. Take a look at, Aproko Doctor, what's this guy's name again? Debo Macaroni, Taoma. These guys are making so much money, because of the digital skills that they have. So, email marketing, video creation, content creation. So it's not just the digital marketing you want to focus on, but all the other adjacent areas around digital marketing. Software development, business management, advertising, human computer iteration, data storage technologies, web development, creating websites, making graphics and logos. The folks who currently have these skills and competencies are making a lot of money, and their jobs are guaranteed for the next 10 or 15 years. Data scientists, social media experts, graphic designers, information management professionals. These skills are very, very important in the UK, in Canada, in the US. You know, you actually want to make sure that you pay maximum attention to these skills. Okay, I'm not going to go through this. Top 10 skills for 2025. You can research on this on yourself. I'm not going to spend so much time on this. You'd find this, on the internet, and perhaps, I'm happy to perhaps touch on it towards the end. So what exactly do you need to do now that you have all this information? Now that I have set the pace, 60 people listening on Instagram. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow Afriex. Self-analysis. If you are looking for a job, or if you want to start a small business, if you want to, remain in the UK at the end of your degree, Mustafa, I see you. Mustafa is in Scotland, listening to us from Twitter. Loretta, Damilola, thank you for joining us. Teapot, Egmobayo, thanks for joining us. I see you. If you are looking for a job, what do you need to do? You need to reflect on these questions that I've come up with. What exactly are your career goals? What are your short-term and your long-term objectives? What are your key strengths and your weaknesses? What are you going to do about your weaknesses? Your weaknesses might actually be lack of skills. What exactly are you going to do about that? You have areas of strength. You have areas where you are very good. How can you leverage on your areas of strength? So these are the sort of questions you want to ask yourself when you carry out a self-analysis. Then you actually want to do an external analysis. You want to do research. Very, very important. Carry out an external analysis. What exactly are the opportunities out there? What are the roles out there? Where are the jobs? I've spoken about some of them in the last couple of minutes. What industry or industries do you fit into? What industries can your current skills and competencies, what industries can you compete in? What companies are currently recruiting? By the way, before I end, I'm going to touch on companies that recruit international students in the UK. So you want to make sure you stay around. Joshua Alade, I see you. Oludayo Sokumbi, I see you. Thanks for joining us. Uzomaka, thank you for joining us. Feyi, Miss Pelumi, thank you. So ask yourself these questions. What exactly is your career prospect? How are you going to get in? If you want to get into academia and become a lecturer, how are you going to get in? If you want to become a product manager, a product owner, a data specialist, a project manager, a Scrum master, what exactly are you going to do? How are you going to get in? So reflect on the last few points that I have actually made. So what next? What do you need to do? Personal branding. Your CV, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, social media footprint, very, very important. You want to make sure that you pay maximum attention to your personal brand. So there are people who say, oh no, CV review, blah, 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 CV review is extortion, blah. Do it yourself. Get your friends to fix your CV. I mean, this is not a session to actually sell to you. Get it done yourself. You could actually speak to a professional to get it done for you as well, but otherwise, you can actually get it done yourself. Your CV, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile. There are jobs on LinkedIn. If you optimize your LinkedIn profile, you can apply for jobs in 1 or 2 clicks. Don't listen to people who say, oh no, CV review, oh, LinkedIn optimization, they're extorting you. No, get it done. Just make sure you get it done anyway. Okay? So your personal branding is very, very important. Your social media footprint is also very, very important. I've seen a lot of tweets, about the ongoing invasion of Ukraine, which is very unfortunate, sending love and light to Ukraine. But you have to be careful of the sort of content that you are putting out. Your personal brand is very, very important. Put out factual information. It's okay to have biases, but please make sure you pay maximum attention to your social media footprint. Okay, networking. You need to develop the art of networking. In the UK, I have been helped by white people. I have been helped by Asians. I have been helped by black people. Network outside of your own community. Network outside of your race. There are loads of people that I'm connected to on social media, in my place of work, on Twitter, who I help and who help me as well. They are not all Nigerians. I've done business with Ghanaians. I've done business with folks from Kenya. Make sure you develop the art of networking. And not just within your own community, but outside of your community as well. So again, this is very, very important. If you want to get a job, get a referral. It goes without a saying. If you want to get a job, get a referral. Come up with a research and plan. How do you want to get across to anyone? How do you want to get across to people? Don't just say hello, hi. Like, who is going to respond to you with your hello and hi on Twitter or on Instagram? Nobody has time. No one is going to respond to you to the hello and hi messages. Come up with a concise document. Shoot your shot and follow up. When I was doing my PhD, as a PhD student in my second year in 2012, I was looking for companies to do my research in. I shot my shot to British companies. I shot my shot to companies in the UK, and I was able to get a 6-month internship opportunity where I used brush turbo generators, a top engineering #1 turbo generating manufacturing company in the world. I spent 6 months in that company interviewing middle managers, senior managers, working in their HR, human resources department I did an employee engagement survey for them, and I got paid £20,000 as a PhD student. Why? Because I came up with a value proposition. Hey, this is what my PhD is about. This is what I'm trying to find out. This is how my PhD is going to benefit your company, and they let me come in. So make sure you research, plan, and shoot your shot to those UK companies. I'm not going to spend so much time talking about, defining what employability skills are. I would expect that you all know what employability skills are. You want to ensure that you have a good understanding of employers' wish list. I can hear a couple of scratches in the background via Zoom. Please make sure you mute your microphone if you are on Zoom. Make sure you mute your microphone if you're on Zoom. Thank you. Okay, once again, follow Afriex on Twitter, on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm going to wait for 50 people to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to wait for 50 more people to follow me on Instagram before I continue. Okay, that was a good 10 seconds break for me to actually sip my tea. Okay, so get a good understanding of employers' wish list. What exactly, what are employers looking for? What exactly are employers looking for? What are the skills, competencies, capabilities, characteristics that employers are looking for. Very, very important that you pay maximum attention, to this. Employers are looking for graduates who have a clear sense of purpose. Employers are looking for graduates who have a clear vision for a clear vision for the future. Employers are looking for graduates who have transferability and employability skills. Now you have completed a master's degree in the UK, or you are in the process of completing a master's degree in the UK. Don't turn around and say, oh no, if they ask you what jobs are you looking for, say any job, just any job. No. You are 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 years old. You can't be saying any job. You completed NYSC 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. Now you have some skills and competencies. You have traveled to the UK. You are in the process of completing a master's degree. You cannot be saying just any job. You need to have a direction. You need to have a clear sense of purpose. You need to know what you want to do. I know what I want to do in the next 5 years. I know what I want to do in the next 10 years. Beyond human capital development training, will it be possible to actually influence the continent of Africa on a large scale? Is that something I can do? So think about the future. Okay, please make sure you mute your microphone. Make sure you mute your mic if you are joining via Zoom.
You just send you everything that I see your face in.
I can hear you. Mute your microphone, please. Okay, so what exactly are employers looking for? Yeah, I think I've actually touched on that. Employers are looking for graduates who can think on their feet. Basically, graduates who can solve problems. If you can solve problems, you are always going to have a job. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, or you're going to wake up one day and a job is going to be waiting for you, or that you're not going to get those rejection emails. We regret to inform you that I used to wake up to those emails in 2010, 2011. You might get through that stage as well, and that's entirely okay. But one day you are going to smile. One day you are going to be chilling and driving the car that you want and getting a mortgage and having a family and looking back, and when you shed tears, your tears are going to be the tears of joy. Mark what I've just said. When you look back, your tears are only going to be the tears of joy. But you need to do the work. Okay, who is that person? Please mute your microphone. I don't want to have to kick you out. Please. Okay, I've had to remove this person from the room because, yeah, they just were being very disruptive. Like, I was muting them and they were unmuting themselves. Like, hey, what's wrong with you? Okay, so, really sorry, guys. Sorry for that break in transmission. I had to kick that person out. Okay, so what employability skills do you need? We've actually touched on what employers are looking for. What employability skills do you need? Using technology, critical thinking skills, personal effectiveness, critical thinking, creativity, commercial awareness, creative problem solving, leadership skills, emotional intelligence, influencing skills, time management. The list goes on and on and on. Very, very important. Very, very important that you pay maximum attention to these skills. So these are the sort of skills that you need. You know, if you actually want to get those jobs I highlighted earlier, where do you look? If you are in the UK, in Ireland, in Scotland, in Canada, go on the internet. The jobs are there. Go on LinkedIn. There are thousands of jobs on LinkedIn. Go on High Impact Careers social media websites or social media platforms. You know, follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. I share these job opportunities as well. Your network, employment agencies and other job boards, Twitter. People share job opportunities on Twitter on a daily basis. So these are the places to look if you are looking for a job. And also, please note that there are remote jobs. You can be in any country and get a job in the UK, in Canada, in the US, in Ireland, you know, basically because of the twin forces of industrial revolution and COVID-19, a lot more industries have actually gone remote. So don't just think that you have to apply for jobs in the country where you are based. But yeah, there are remote jobs in several industries. So these are some strategies and approaches for application. You can be speculative, write to companies, you can respond to adverts. There are thousands and thousands of adverts on LinkedIn. What do you need to do? Keep records, be persistent, gain work experience, and come up with a weekly action point. So on a weekly basis, what companies are you going to apply to? There's a list of registered workers or list of workers or companies that can actually offer Tier 4 license, Tier 2 license in the UK. So make sure you actually, I'm just going to try to list of, I'm just going to put register of workers and temporary license. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put this on my Twitter page. So if you go on Twitter, you can actually just go on, click on that link and it will take you straight to what I have on this slide. Register of licensed sponsors in the UK. Register of licensed sponsor of sponsors in the UK. Okay, I've tweeted this. Make sure you retweet that. Make sure you save that link. It gets updated frequently. It's very, very important that you apply to companies that ultimately can give you a license, or companies that can, basically sort out your visa. So UK companies that sponsor international students. If you are looking for a graduate job, you want to make sure that you pay attention to these companies. Get your pen and paper and get ready to note them down. List of companies that specifically hire international students. PwC is number one. Deloitte is another. PwC and Deloitte, in the last few years, they have employed thousands of international students. The NHS, there are loads of Nigerian doctors and Nigerian nurses in the UK. Loads of Nigerian doctors and Nigerian nurses in the UK. So the NHS, radiographers, the job opportunities in the NHS are limitless. So please make sure you pay attention to the NHS. You can apply to the NHS from Nigeria, Ghana, or Kenya as well. Aldi, Lidl, Google, KPMG, GSK is a pharmaceutical company, EY, Unilever, HSBC, Barclays, Rolls-Royce, the list goes on and on and on. These are companies that employ international students on an annual basis. Please make sure you pay maximum attention to them. Okay, so, I've actually come to the end of my presentation. I'm happy to take questions. But I just thought I'll quickly speak about high impact careers. If you haven't heard about high impact careers, a lot of the skills and the jobs that I spoke about in the last couple of minutes, agile fundamentals, business analysis, data analysis, digital marketing, product management, project management, software engineering, technology and cybersecurity, user experience and user interface. We actually train UK graduates on these roles. We train UK graduates on all of these roles. We currently have 75 people from the UK, Ireland, Germany, Ghana, and Nigeria in our boot camp that started on the 15th of January. In April, we are going to have a second boot camp. Over 1,000 people have already registered for the taster session happening tomorrow. If you haven't registered, make sure you go and register. For folks who are based in the UK, we charge £550 for 10 weeks of boot camp long training. You are going to get mentorship. Your LinkedIn profile is going to be reviewed and optimized. Folks who are based in Nigeria get a 50% discount. If you are in Ghana and Kenya as well, you get a 50% discount. If you want to learn more about this, attend the open day tomorrow. So what have we learned today? What did you learn? How are you going to put this into use? Which areas are you going to improve on? Carry out a skills audit. Think about where you want to end up. What next? What next after your master's degree? Do you want to do a PhD? If you want to do a PhD, go on jobs.ac.uk. I'll say that again. www.jobs.ac.uk. You can also go on findaphd.com. This is for folks who want to do a PhD at the end of their degree, at the end of their master's degree. There are loads of funding opportunities. You could start up a business in the UK. There are some funding opportunities as well, so you could look for a job, you could further your studies, and you could start a business. If you are a PhD student, apply for teaching jobs or lecturing jobs, apply for postdoctoralship jobs. You can go to Canada as an highly skilled immigrant. The opportunities are there. With these few points of mine, I hope I have been able to convince and not confuse you that Afriex is a very, very important company. Thank you so much, Afriex app, for sponsoring this session. And here is the end. We will now take questions, and I'll try to respond to as many questions as possible. Okay, that's it from me. I am going to stop recording the session.
Recording stopped.
And yeah, okay, Teapot, my bros, bio on Twitter. I'm going to pass the mic to you so you can speak. You know, you basically have been there and done that, and I'm happy for you to speak. You know, speak to us. I mean, I look up to you so much. You are one of the people, you know, that you've basically been there and done that in, you know, in you know, just to summarize. Yeah, Mr. Teapot, over to you.
Thanks, Dr. Dipo. I've been listening to everything you're saying, and it's fantastic hearing this sort of things said. Wish we had this sort of things when I came here years ago. So the few things I want to add to what Dr. Dipo has said is the actual action of it. I had some of the students that came into the UK last year, September, I had about 4 of them that approached me and asked me to mentor them into settling down into jobs. And one of the first few things I told them to do is while they were studying, they should look for the employers that employ the sort of skills they have. Some of them have been doing these jobs in Nigeria, actually. They are not newbies, but they don't have something we call UK-based experience. And that's something a lot of employers in the UK request. UK-based, UK industry experience. So I told them, go and look at the sort of companies you want to work in. Approach them. Ask them to give you opportunity to work and learn, get industry-based experience that localized to the UK. Fantastically, 3 of them are in job now. The 4th person is actually going to join me on my project because I talked to my boss about her and she was keen to have her on. So that's one way to use all of these things. The skills you already have, most of you have fantastic skills. Basically, I used to tell people the difference between myself and someone who does the same thing that I do based in Nigeria is just the location. When you switch location, get local experience. If you don't have the opportunity, ask questions. Ask people to give you the opportunity. Most of these employers will look inward. If you happen to find yourself as an intern, you guys call it, I call it people who are just trying to get experience. If they want to recruit somebody, they look inwards. If you're part of that inwards, you're part of the catchment area, you have first rights of refusal, we call it as well. So these things are very good to hear, but even better when practiced. Don't just take this conversation as, oh, somebody said this, and then you move on to the next one. Actually do something about it. A lot of us have done this thing, and we can tell you categorically, it worked. Okay, it worked. It worked yesterday. It's working today. It's going to work tomorrow. The skills we're talking about, none of us were born with these skills. I don't even call myself a software engineer. I call myself a tester. And that is what I do. At a different level to a lot of people, but that's what I do because I've been doing it for a long time. But I've had people come into this country with some testing skills. I've mentored them, pushed them in the right direction to go. You have all these opportunities, guys. If I could do it, I mean, anyone can do it. I come from a village, a remote village. I'm not even sure there's NEPA light in my village as of today. So, and I'm here now, and I've been doing this for a long time. So, if I could do it, any of you can do it. Anyone can do it. There's no special thing how to do it. So please take all these conversations you're listening to, take all these advices you're getting, go and do something about it. Approach people. Go and actually ask the question. No one's going to bite you for asking. I've never seen anyone that is upset because someone asked for clarity. So just go and ask the question, can I join you 2 days a week just to get experience? I had a project manager on my team who came through that route as well. I had a product manager in Cyprus at the moment who's looking to come to the UK as well. So all of these things are all over the world. It's happening everywhere. So when we have Dr. Dipo and some other people that talk about these things day in, day out, and we listen to them, what I'm particularly interested in is a lot of people put action into those things they've had. How many of you go ahead and go, you know what, I'm just going to do this? Ask questions. Can I learn something from you guys? Can I join you for 1 day a week or something like that? Especially if you're here. And because we are going to continue to have influx of people because we have skill in Nigeria. We're not using it. most of the skills we have in Nigeria, we're not actually using it. In fact, as a matter of fact, I don't even think our economy is ready to use them. But we have the skills, so we have to use them one way or another. So if you find yourself in a different location, like the UK is, well, we welcome everyone to the UK. I mean, we're all visitors and whatever we choose to call ourselves. So don't just listen to these things. Please use them, act on them. If you need clarity, reach out to me on DM. I'm hoping to answering questions and all of that, and helping to put people wherever they need to be and point you in the right direction. I'm sure a lot of people are doing that as well. So this is my contribution. Thank you so much, Dr. Dipo, and thanks for the wonderful space. It's been very helpful.
Thank you so very much, Egbon. Really, really appreciative. Thank you so much. Amir has asked a question on Zoom. How can you get experience? Amir, I think you might want to shoot, short films, short videos, and use that as, more or less, build a portfolio. So build a portfolio, something that you can show on a website, something that you can show, on your LinkedIn profile, and that is how you would actually build your experience in the industry. Amir, by the way, for those of you who are listening, Amir is Aisha Yusufu's son. Amir is hardworking. I mean, you cannot have a mom like Aisha Yusufu and not be hardworking, by the way. Thanks for joining us, Amir. Okay, Kizito, I see you've got your hands up. Please unmute your mic and speak. Kizito, you've got 1 minute.
Thank you, Dr. Dipo. Good afternoon. It has been an interesting conversation. Thank you for everything you do and the content you keep sharing out there. So basically, what really got to me is you have to know what you have been doing and stick to it. Especially, you need to know you have a plan for yourself. You cannot just keep saying you want any job. And this has been my focus because I work in construction in Nigeria. Even before I got here, I'm doing my master's.
Like the guy when they talk now,
Okay.
off.
Hello.
Sorry, Kizito, please go on.
So I stay glued to Toyi handle because I know he's in the industry and he shares a lot of information. But getting into construction in the UK here, I don't want to use the word challenging. It's just that there are certain steps or maybe licenses that you need to acquire, like the CSCS, the SMTS, and all these things comes with financial implication. As someone that is also trying to pay tuition and living in the UK, you don't have opportunity to work long hours because you just have 20 hours a week to work. You need to pay for house, you need to pay for tuition, standing tuition and stuff. So I have this information, but so there's a little bit of constraint when it comes to finances implementing this
Kizito, thank you very much. I'm going to pass the mic over to Tohib. Tohib is an excellent professional, talks about personal and professional development. Tohib, works in the construction sector in the UK, vastly experienced, and just like us, Tohib is from Nigeria. Tohib, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Dipo. Thank you for the amazing space. Thank you for all you do. We don't have a better teacher on here like yourself. You've got classroom experience, you've got business experience, you're teaching us daily. Thank you to everyone that has spoken on Good Teapot. We always look forward to whatever you have to say, especially in your area of expertise. The information you share is always good. There is a lot that Dr. Dipo has covered. He has covered so much, and I don't know how to put it. I think a lot of us think that there is another thing we need to look for. But what we need to do is actually to act on what we have. All the information that has been given previously, we just need to act and act and act. The problem we normally have is that once we try it a couple of times and it has not worked, we try and look for another holy grail, which actually is not true. The information is as clear as anything else. If they've not opened the door for you, they will still open it. That is what I always say. Like, we just need to keep knocking and keep knocking and keep knocking. Dr. Dipo has shared the skills shortage list. The way people that I know have approached that list is that list has the Excel format and it also has the PDF format. So if you go to the Excel format and filter it, let's say you are into construction, you can filter it with a construction keyword and you will see different companies on there that are offering construction, that are doing construction in the UK. You can now go on LinkedIn and look for those companies and start selling yourself to them. For some of them, you will see some positions that they have available. You can always talk to them and say, look, this is what I'm offering, this is what the experience I've had, and things like that. So many people have used that route and they've been in employment. The good thing, I wouldn't say, I don't know how to put it. Brexit has happened. We've had the pandemic. It has created a brand new opportunities for a lot of professionals. A lot of people have been coming in here in the healthcare sector because the UK is opening its doors. And they've opened the door to international students as well. They want, I think, 600,000 international students to come here every year. That is their plan. So if you come in, you have a bit of room to start working straight away from day one and start building experience. If you get internship, go for it. If you get volunteering opportunities, go for it. But do not stop. Everything lies in your hand. So there will be 2-year post-work study as well, which gives you opportunity to work for 2 years after you graduate.
Yeah.
You have your master's period, which is probably about 12 months or 18 months. You have another 2 years, which is about, let's say you have about 3.5 years to work a plan that you have from day one. Nobody will help you to do that work. Everybody can give you as much tips as possible. But as Dr. Dipo said, have a plan. How many jobs am I applying to per week? How many jobs am I applying to per month? The no's don't matter. I always say that. The no's don't matter. You just need 1 yes. And once you get that yes, everything else turns around. If you are going to stay in employment, stay in employment. If you are staying in academia, it's talked about jobs.ac.uk. A lot of universities are hiring as well. If you just put gov.uk on Google and you put jobs in front of it, you'll actually see a place where you can actually search for jobs. So if you put skilled plus worker plus visa in that search column and just click enter, you will see loads of jobs that are offering the tier 2 skilled worker visa. When you now research those jobs and you look at the requirements that is required, you can now look at it and say, okay, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. Let me start working on this from day one. And by the time you accumulate those skills and you're able to put them on your CV and they interview you and you are actually on track, you will see that the doors will open. There is no rocket science or magic to it. It is just work, work, and work. And I'm hopeful we'll get there by God's grace. Jobs are being shared on a daily basis. I tweet a lot of jobs as well. One fantastic trick that I've been using lately is that if I see a company tweet a tech job or they put out a tech job, I make sure I hold on to that company. And when I go back another 3 weeks, I'll see that they put another tech job there that offers worker visa.
Yeah.
So if you've seen one, just hold on to it. Go back and check there. You'll see that they've posted something again in the next couple of weeks. So it is just staying in the industry, staying in the environment, and just be keeping an eye. There's some people that are offering skilled worker visa in terms of the healthcare visa for people that are already in the UK as tier 4 students. Those opportunities are there as well. We just continue to stay around as we are doing here. The opportunities are as big as they've ever been. We've got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, we've got all these network effects of these apps where people are sharing amazing opportunities. Let us stay true to ourselves and keep working on it, and hopefully we'll get what we want. Thank you, Dr. Dipo. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Tohib. Thank you so much. And yes, make sure you follow Tohib. Make sure you follow Teapot. Very valuable content from the both of them. Idris, you've got 30 seconds because we are ending soon. Go for it, Idris.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Awojide. I actually applied for data analytics in Bradford. I just want, so I'm waiting for the response from the school. So I just want, is there any kind of WhatsApp group or any channel in which at least we can get information, real-time information if we need, please?
Real-time information about what exactly? You mean jobs or?
Yes, jobs coming to UK and the like.
Okay, so if you go on my profile on Twitter, follow High Impact Careers and follow BTDT Hub. If you want to get a job in the UK, a remote job in the UK, if you are looking to get a job or looking to come and study in the UK, make sure you go and follow BTDT Hub and High Impact Careers. Both handles are on my profile on Twitter and on Instagram. I hope that answers your question, Idris. Thank you so much. We're going to end shortly. I see Abdul Quadril is online, who has just moved to the UK, got a job from Nigeria, and has just moved there. Abdul, could you tell your story in 2 to 3 minutes so we can end? Over to you, Abdul.
Hi, Dr. Dipo. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for this amazing space. Okay, so I'll quickly like to make this snappy. I think my general advice to people who are looking forward, especially graduates, to get a job in the UK is that they should leverage their relationship with their supervisor. I did my master's there in 2015, but then there wasn't, postgraduate visa, so it was very, very challenging staying in the UK after master's. But one thing that worked for me then was because I had a very good relationship with my supervisor, right? And, she was able to refer me to a company in Nottingham, right? And coupled with the fact that I had a very, good grade during my master's, I represented UK in international competitions, so the records were there. So, she could easily vouch for me. So my advice generally is, if you're coming from Nigeria or from anywhere in Africa to the UK, do not ever underestimate your performance, right? Don't feel shy in the class. Ensure you put your best. And if you graduate as one of the best students and you have a good relationship with your supervisor, they have, a wide range of networking with, professionals out there. And that was one of the things Dr. Dipo talked about, networking is very, very important. You might not know all the professionals in your field, or your supervisor, your lecturer knows one person that needs you in that field. So now going back to how, I moved back, to the UK. I mean, it's really challenging getting a job. It's something that could be easily done. One of the things you need to do is you need to optimize your LinkedIn and brand yourself, right? There's a difference between having a distinction, being a good student, being a best student, and know how to brand yourself. You need to brand yourself. You need to tell them what you can offer, right? And you need to tell them once they are given the opportunity, you do your best in making them, know that you are worth the investment, because it's a big of investment. It's a risk for them too, because architecture generally, I'm talking to my field. Architecture is highly regulated profession. So for companies, to really employ you, it's a big risk for them. So you need to brand yourself, tell them what you know, and tell them how you can come in. So so maybe there'll be some other days where I'll be able to share my full story and for some people to learn from it. So this is just a short guide and tricks for anybody that is in the UK that wants to get a job, or anybody that is coming from Nigeria or elsewhere. Ogbeni Dipo has said, he has given all the necessary information that you need. All what you need to do is brand yourself, believe in yourself, and keep the application going. All the best.
Thank you so very much, Abdul. Thank you so much, Joshua Alade. If you could keep it within 1 to 2 minutes, please, so we can end ASAP. Joshua, welcome to the UK, by the way. Go for it.
Thank you so much, Ogbeni Dipo, and everyone on this space. I'm going to keep this very short. What I want to speak about majorly is volunteering. Like when I came into the UK last year and I applied for some roles, I will tell you I was turned down, even though I got to the interview stage. But currently, what I started doing was I started volunteering with organizations in the UK because I have a lot of experience in Nigeria, but most times they want to check what kind of experience you have working with UK organizations. That validation from UK organizations would actually stand you out. I went for an interview and they asked me, I said, I volunteer with Peace Jam in the UK. And currently, I'm not even looking out for jobs anymore because I'm consulting right now, even though I am a student. And sometimes, like, I get like 75 pounds an hour. Sometimes I get close to 100, 150 an hour just because of the experience I have volunteering. And I also want to share for everyone, if you're a student in the UK, one other website you can check out for jobs, internship, volunteer opportunities is joinhandshake.co.uk. There are thousands of jobs, internship opportunities, volunteer opportunities on joinhandshake.co.uk. Like with that resource alone, you can have access to millions of jobs across the UK. So please volunteer. If you have any skill, look for an organization, no matter how small they are. If it's video editing, you can do volunteer with them. If it's social media, volunteer with them, even if it's for an hour a week, because their recommendations would really come good for you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Josh. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Make sure you volunteer. When I finished my master's degree in 2010, I also volunteered with Cancer Research UK. There's Cancer Research, there's British Arts Foundation. You know, there are loads of companies that you can actually volunteer with in the UK. Get your driver's license. And make sure you volunteer. That would help you, further easily get assimilated into the country. Okay, Robert, I'm going to pass the mic to you for a minute or two. Then we will have Olu Adeniyi, who doesn't follow me. And I rarely let people come on my stage if they don't follow me. But hey, you dish out quality content and you're always welcome here. Robert, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Dipo. Always appreciate you. You're such an inclusive, kind, supportive member of this community, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. So very, very, very briefly, my name is Rob Hanna. I've been in the recruitment and careers space for over a decade. I've helped thousands of people secure careers opportunities. My advice to individuals in this room regarding developing an exit strategy would be this. Think of relationships and the power of your network. So when you're ill, you will go to a doctor. When you're looking to get fit, you'll probably go to choose your personal trainer. Where many people fall down early on in their careers is not building relationships with specialist recruiters within their vertical market. So if you're in this room, for example, and you're looking to break into the legal industry, I run a legal recruitment firm. We have lots of opportunities at the entry level through to the senior level. So I'd recommend thinking outside the box and connecting with specialist recruiters who have contacts, because recruiters are in the market day in, day out. They have access to employers, they have access to mentors, they have access to internships, they have access to multiple opportunities. So the stronger your network as you graduate and leave, the more opportunities will come your way. And recruiters are some of the most networked people you can have within your community. And I think the other thing I would suggest is, if you can, turn your passion into your profession. So attend rooms such as what Dr. Dipo is always hosting, Twitter Spaces, other audio events, because you may just find that investor, you may just find that mentor, you may just find that individual that can help you turn your passion into your profession and then your own potential job and career journey. So I'll be brief, but I just wanted to share those two insights, and fascinating room of discussion as always. And thank you so much for having me, Dr. Dipo.
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much. Remember, guys, when I was speaking earlier, I said network with folks outside of your own ethnicity or community, So Robert is a recruiter. Make sure you follow him. This are the kind of people you actually want to engage with. You know, there's Johnny Nash, you know, who also joins my room and I joined his room. You know, make sure you actually follow Johnny Nash. I've just retweeted one of Johnny Nash's tweets. So you want to make sure you go on my timeline, you know, follow Robert, follow Johnny Nash. These are recruiters in the UK, and you need to have recruiters in your network in the UK. Okay, thank you very much, Robert. Oluwadeni, over to you.
No.
Hello.
Hello, Dipo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to go to Rachel. Rachel, you've got the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dipo, for the opportunity. And I'm Rachel. I'm here in Nottingham, England. I'm going to be very straight to the point. When you are making, or rather, when you are mentioning list of organizations that recruit international students, I kind of like miss out some organizations that you called out. However, there's something that is kind of confusing for me because for organizations that sponsor Tier 4, what advice do you have for an international student who just finished her postgrad? And because most times you may be like, oh, I want to stay in Nottingham. Will there be opportunities here? Or should I move to London? Or should I move to Manchester? Because you never can tell where the job comes. In as much as there are organizations that you called out that, yeah, we can actually like apply to them to see if we can have a chance. But what advice do you have, especially for somebody who just finished and you're thinking of like moving, because you never can tell where this job can come from?
Okay, very good. I'm going to keep this. Very good question. Yeah, so PwC, the companies I listed that employ international students in the UK, there's PwC, there's Specsavers, you know, the company that does the eyeglasses, Specsavers, Deloitte, NHS, Aldi, Google, KPMG, GSK, EY, Unilever, HSBC and Barclays, Amazon, Lidl, Rolls-Royce, and a couple of other companies. If you are in the UK and you want to get a job, I always make these jokes with all my friends. And for those of you who have been here in the last 1 hour, remember I said I have lived in Coventry, I have lived in London, I have lived in Loughborough, I have lived in Nottingham. Why? Because I am moving around to where the jobs are or to where, you know, the opportunities are. So it shouldn't really matter where you live in the UK. If you want to narrow your job applications, then you can, if you stay in London, you can only apply to London. If you stay in Manchester, you can only apply to Manchester. But I would say, be a bit agile, you know, be ready to move. There's this Yoruba saying that, what that means is where a man gets a job is where a man will stay. So if you get a job in Liverpool, if you get a job in Manchester, in Leeds, in Bradford, in Derby, you know, like Oluomo of Derby, you know, in London, wherever you get a job, please be ready to move to that town. I have friends who have got a mortgage in Coventry, you know, and they work in Birmingham or they work in London. Maybe they do 3 days in London and they come back to their families, you know. You basically have to be flexible, except you actually just want to focus in that particular town. You know, that you know, you just want to focus on just a few towns or a few, you know, cities around where you live. Okay, we have 5 more minutes. Kevin, I'm not sure if you want the mic. I'm happy to pass the mic to you. Or Sylvia, if you want the mic, I'm happy to pass it to you as well. Kevin? Okay. Does any other person have any questions via?
Dr. Dipo, can I say something to Rachel's question?
Yes, please.
Rachel, my attitude is this. I came from a very, very far place. So there's nowhere far enough for me to go when it comes to work. I live in the southeast of England. The last 4 years, I've worked in Newcastle, I've worked in Scotland, I've worked in Belfast. There's nowhere that is too far for me to go. I have that attitude about being agile. Recruiters like it when you tell them you are flexible on location. They will always call you because they know, regardless of where they tell you the job is, you are happy to go. So don't limit yourself to a particular area or something. Just be free, be free-minded. Wherever you go and find out there is job there for you, you can settle down there, then do that. But while you are searching, just have an open mind, like wherever it comes, if the job suits me and my situation, I'm going. That's my attitude. That's my advice for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Egmobayo. Okay, Dr. Olushola Awojide, you've got the mic for a minute or two.
Thank you, Dipo. You have always adding value to every one of us. We really appreciate your great work. Now, to get one of the key, a lot of things have been said. I will just go to just one particular one. If you are in the UK and you're looking for a job, and I think one of the key points we overlook is the aspect of attending networking events by those organizations that you want to work with. And in going to those networking events, I've had people who have been recommended because they keep showing up at those networking events by Energy Institute, for example, or any of those other organizations. Second thing I would advise, which I advise to the job club when I run, is that go to LinkedIn. There are people that you want to enter their space or work in their industry. Follow them and get into their space. Ensure that you constructively engage with them. Yeah. I've marvelously benefited from people on LinkedIn. I had somebody on my show last week, all the way from America, who is in Forbes Council. She gave me 30 minutes and we had time. She schooled me what to do. Opportunities are there on LinkedIn. Go follow people, target 4 or 5 people in the industry you want to get into. And as you follow them, engage constructively, comment on what they post, give constructive value to whatever they post. And through that, you can seek opportunity. And I believe that your dreams are valid and they will come to pass. Thank you, Dipo, for always being there. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Dr. Awojide. Thank you so very much. Very important points, made by Dr. Awojide there. Networking events at your university, outside university, when companies come around, make sure you actually attend those networking events. Okay, at this stage, I think we've actually covered so much. I want to ask that you please follow Afriex and follow High Impact Careers on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow Afriex. Afriex has sponsored this particular session. So make sure you follow Afriex and make sure you follow High Impact Careers as well. Make sure you follow me as well. If you have benefited from this, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. There is going to be more. We definitely are going to have more of this. So what exactly have we covered today? We have covered the importance of industry analysis. We have covered the importance of self-analysis, researching organizations, roles, how to get in, personal branding, the importance of networking, employers' wish list, where to look, strategies and approaches for applications. And of course, we have also covered, the sort of skills and competencies that you need. We have touched on the list of companies that recruit international students, shortage job opportunities in the UK, and how you can actually get in. Once again, Thank you so much. Apologies to everyone who couldn't get on stage. Dr. Olu, apologies that we couldn't hear you. Yeah, there's going to be more. There is going to be more of this. So make sure you stick around. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and make sure you get ready for the next few sessions that we are going to have, career related, sessions that I am going to be hosting. I hope you enjoy what is left of today. I pray for peace in Ukraine. I pray that both parties will get back to the table and negotiate and make some concessions. I pray for Nigeria as well, all the regions, all the states where we are experiencing difficulties. I pray that peace will return to Nigeria. I pray that sanity will return to Africa. Please don't leave your country to go fight in Europe. Don't leave Nigeria or any African country to go fight in Europe. I hope you enjoy what is left of today. Thank you. Obi, Mustafa, Loretta, Ruki, Debola, thank you so much. I see all of you. Badmos, Bado, thank you so very much for joining us. And to everyone on stage, Tohib, Josh, Robert, Dr. Olu, Abdul, Teapot, guys, once again, make sure you follow them. Have a good afternoon, everybody.